hope you understood this part A. Now we will move towards the part B. So part B of the question: suggest with reasons what must be added to the flask in order to keep the liquid hot. So you can see this was a figure in question number in the part A, and you can see in this flask everything is almost done, but here there is no lid or stopper. Otherwise, what will happen? This hot liquid, all the air, this air will get hot, and there will be the process of evaporation as well, and all the hot air will remove this or will escape this flask, and the temperature of the liquid will reduce. So we have to add here the stopper or the uh, lid, you can say, to prevent the heat loss by the process of convection, because this air inside will get hot and it will leave. That is the process of the convection. Okay, and also we should use this stopper, the insulating material, okay, so that it will also reduce the heat loss by the conduction. So you can write down here, add the stopper or lid to prevent heat loss by convection, so you can write down, so the steam, or or you can write down the hot vapor won't escape the flask. Okay, so the process of the convection is reduced by adding the stopper or a lid, okay, to the flask. You can also write down this lid shall be made of the insulator to prevent the heat loss by radiation. Sorry, it will prevent the heat loss by mostly the conduction. Also, it will prevent the heat loss by radiation. Also, you can write down that as well. Okay, so it will prevent the heat loss by all the process, by radiation, conduction, convection, all the process. So this hot air won't escape, and that is nothing but the process of convection, and the stopper or lid will stop that hot air. And also it should be made of the insulator, so we are going to effectively prevent the heat loss by the process of conduction also. So if you use the metal instead of the insulator, there would be the heat loss by the conduction as well. So that's why we are using the insulator. So these points you can write down to keep the liquid hot. Now we will see the last question. Now the question number 3. One side of the copper sheet is highly polished and the other side is painted matte black. The copper sheet is very hot and placed in vertical position as shown in the figure. You can see here. The student places her hands at equal distances from the sheet as shown in the figure. So you can see this is a copper sheet, and one side is painted this matte black and the other side is painted polished. It is a polished thing. And the student is placing her hand at the equal distance. You can see. Explain why her hands are not heated by the process of convection. Okay. So what is the convection? Basically, we have seen the convection is nothing but when the particles of the medium are gaining the heat and their temperature rise, and these particles with the higher energy or hot particles rise, and the cold particles they move at the bottom, towards the bottom. So you can say here, you can write down, uh, there will be here the air, okay, between this the polished surface and the uh, this hand, right hand, and the polished and this black surface and the left hand. There will be the air, and that air will get the heat. Okay, no doubt that here will get the heat because this copper sheet is very hot. Okay, so because the copper sheet is very hot, the air will also get warm. But this all air, okay, in this phase will go in the upward direction. They will rise. Okay, they don't move toward the sideways direction, and that's why the her hands are not heated by the convection. So air will get warm, but it will go toward the upward direction. Okay, so I can write down over here the heated air rises. The heated air rises, and it won't, and write down, it won't move sideways. Okay, so this hot air will move in the upward direction and it won't move sideways. So the process of heating the hand, okay, by the process of convection is not visible there. Now the why her hands are not heated by the conduction. Okay, so also we can have the air here and here, and also there is no heating of the palms or hands by the process of conduction because air is a very bad conductor. Okay, that's why we can write down the air between, write down air between the plate and hands is a poor conductor, of heat. Okay, so air is a poor conductor of heat. It can't transfer the heat effectively. That's why her hands are not heated by the process of conduction as well. Now state and explain which hand gets hotter. Okay, which hands get hotter. So the conduction process is not possible. Here you can see the convection process is not possible, or their effect is very negligible, but there can be the process of the radiation, okay, which does not require any medium as well. So radiations will be emitted, the infrared radiations will be emitted by this matte black, also will be emitted by this polished side, and those radiation can reach the left hand and the right hand. But the question is that which hand is getting hotter? Okay, we know that the matte black is a good emitter of the heat, and the polished side is a very bad emitter of the heat. So this matte black will emit more amount of radiations. Those radiation will reach the left hand side or left hand. So the left hand will get hotter. Okay, so we can write down over here the hand. And write down here the hand facing matte black gets hotter. Okay, why it gets hotter? Because the black the matte black is better emitter of radiation or heat. Okay, so the matte black will emit more amount of radiations, and those will reach the, then write down the left hand, and that's why it will get hotter because the matte black is a better emitter of the radiation than the polished side. It will be a poor emitter, and it is a better emitter. So I hope you understood the part B of the question. Now we'll